Everything's bad. I'm homeless. I'm living in my car. Lost everything. Keep going to AA. Don't drink between meetings. Wasn't helping. And then through an act of God, a spiritual experience, I was put in touch with this group, 12-step group. I would say they're AA, but they're not, because they do AA and NA. They're a little different than regular, normal, mainstream AA, I'd say. And through some kind of act of God, this woman took me in. And she took me into her house and detoxed me. And I stayed there with her, and I started going to this group. And this group was talking about alcoholism. And they were talking about the mental health issue. Now, I knew it was a mental health issue. I knew it was a mental health thing, because when you get sick or you get drunk in public or whatever, they take you to behavioral health, right? That's where you go. You go to the head place, not unless you're overdosing or you've drank so much alcohol, you're in alcohol poisoning. They take you first to the ER and they get you straightened out physically, and then they take you to behavioral health. In the old days, that used to be an insane asylum. Not an insane asylum, but mental hospital. That's the word. And then you went to the insane asylum. Anyway, I started going to this group, and they had 2 meetings a day. I went to a meeting in the morning at 7 a.m. and a meeting at night at 5:30 p.m. And they only read out of the big book. And they talked about this being a mental illness and how our thinking is the problem. You can quit drinking, but you will keep drinking again if you don't change your thinking. And they read the big book, and every meeting was a little snippet out of the big book where we discussed it. And I was seeing very clearly that this was a problem, but I didn't fully understand until a woman said to me one day, she said, "Honey, what's the worst mistake you ever made in your life?" And I thought, and I'd made a lot of mistakes in my life. And I said, well, the mistake I made was relapsing when I drank again after 14 years. And she said, were you drunk when you made that decision? I said, no, I was stone cold sober. I hadn't had a drink for 14 years. And I looked at her and I was like, oh my God, I have alcoholism, even when I'm not drinking and using. Worst decision I ever made in my life, I was stone cold sober. Da da da.